The idea for this talk a while ago because I shamelessly stole it off of several people, one of them sitting in the room here. What happened is I like fractals, I like pretty pictures, and I went looking for Go code on this, and all I could find was apps that printed out or actually created a JPEG or a PNG or something like that, and I was like, well, I want to see it on my screen. So anyway, let's have some fast fractal fun with SDL. My name is Sue Spence. Some of you may have seen me before. If you haven't, now you have. I work as a contractor normally. And I will have this link will be shared, but this presentation and the code samples will be available at the link listed there. So what's a fractal? Fractal, everybody here know what fractals are? Yeah, okay, good. So self-similar, interesting shapes, they're pretty. And it was a fairly recent invention, even though the mathematics goes back several hundred years. So Mr. Mandelbrot, or Dr. Mandelbrot probably to me, was a mathematician who actually coined the term fractal only about 40 years ago because he was trying to develop a mathematics to describe natural phenomena because fractals are everywhere. Ferns are probably the easiest self-similar plants you'll ever see. Every bit of that is the same as that, which is the same as the individual leaves. So they're self-similar all the way down. And in fact, humans make fractal shapes themselves all the time. In order to display fractal on the screen and not use a browser because I thought that was too easy, I wanted to use SDL. So how many people have tried SDL or know what it is? Small number of people. So the simple direct media layer is a hardware extraction layer to give you low-level access to everything on your laptop pretty much. So audio, keyboard, mouse, joysticks. So guess what it's for mostly? Games, yeah. So it's available on many platforms. That's why it's an abstraction layer, so you can have it everywhere. So it's on Macs, works on Windows, works on Linux, works on Android, works on iOS, works on probably lots of other things. I don't know. So I'm going to use SDL because I want to plot graphs on my display. So you have to install SDL to do this. Luckily, on most platforms, this is about a 3-minute job. If you follow the instructions at libdsdl.org, for OS 10, you can download a disk image file, in fact, so it took me about 3 minutes. So then I went looking for Go bindings for this. And there's something called V&Co Go SDL2. I tried that out, immediately got pictures. There's one downside. SDL is not thread safe. The back end, the C code is not, it's not very thread safe. And I've had bad results trying to use concurrency with it. Fractals are otherwise great for concurrent programming because generally you can calculate the points independently. But, you know, and I actually tried concurrency on one of my sample programs and it just went, so I'm not using it. So it's really, really simple. There is just a handful of methods you need, and you will have a window, and you can plot things on it. So it initializes the SDL system. Then you can create a window, create a renderer, set a color, and then draw points, lines, rectangles, circles, whatever. And then you call the present method, and it will display it on your screen. So let's have a look. Let's look at a Mandelbrot set. Boom. And it was just hardly any code at all. Most of the code in this program is me fiddling around setting different colors for the various iteration levels. Let's see. that visible at all to just the people in the front row? All right. Hang on a sec. Because of that, I'll show a Julia set next. What I thought was kind of funny about this is that the first code I found when I was looking at who needs graphics anyway? I found another one that was funny too.
I will step in with Florence and thank you for mine.
There's another fractal. Unfortunately, I haven't written the code yet that allows it to be maximized. That's for a longer talk, I think. So anyway, the key is, as far as I can tell, is to find the algorithms to steal. You can buy the original book and get them out of there, but there's loads of code on the web already. And then just fit it out so that it uses SDL instead, which usually takes a couple of minutes. Let's see. See if I can point it out here. There's just an init call. I keep standing in front of it. So initialize SDL. Create a window. Change the colors. And after calculating each point, you see all this code is just goofing around, making pretty colors. And then draw points. And then that's it. And then in order to keep the box up, instead of, because most of the code on the examples shows it delaying for like 3 seconds and then going away, you can poll on, it handles, there's an event loop that SDL manages, because if you're going to write games and things, you're going to need an event loop. So that's all there is to it. The only other additional thing I did was just make pop-ups just to show, just to see where you were in the. So, I mean, and then again, that was quite simple. So I've always been a back-end developer. I've never wanted to do games in my life, but I don't know, that's actually pretty easy. Maybe I'll get into it. So anyway, that's it, thanks.